Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Actually didn't plan another Bitcoin update today, but I think just a short one is probably adequate after this drop today. So what did we talk about in the previous video? We talked about no confirmation of a low in place, watch for a bounce, but it was not, it didn't even break above the trend line here and didn't break above the resistance area. And yeah, I don't know what happened, but let me know in the comments if you know what the reason was. I know we are not too interested in reasons normally because, you know, it could be anything really, but maybe there was a catalyst you are aware of. I haven't seen anything. I've just checked my SPX analysis, S&P 500. I thought maybe there's a stocks crash or something, but hey, the S&P 500 looks absolutely okay. I'm not entirely sure what that might have been. But anyway, talked about this support area only earlier today, and Bitcoin definitely didn't waste any time and made its way to the 78.6 retracement. So already in the last video, we talked about that 58K level that Bitcoin needs to hold it to keep this scenario alive of a B-wave pullback. That there's really only one more bullish scenario left if the price breaks below 58K. And we can talk about that, but again, you know, there is no confirmed low in place here on the 5th of August until I get these 5 waves up. And I'm saying that all the time and again to make sure everybody's aware that moments like these shouldn't be a surprise as long as we are moving in a diagonal pattern. These have a high failure rate, and in the yellow scenario, the price could easily test the area between 43 and 49K again. And okay, again, you know, we already tested that area roughly here, nearly on the 5th of August. But that area could be tested if we continue to drop. So I think the mindset needs to be, we are in a correction. The correction started on Sunday. And until we break above resistance, the correction is set to continue. And the break above resistance is only going to be an early signal. So what is that resistance? The resistance area I've added to the chart, it's micro resistance. It's between 59,660. We already got rejected there. In 60,145. So this is, you know, already mentioned that like half an hour ago on our Discord server that this here would be the initial resistance area to watch. If you want to stay up to date, I'll probably send a few more updates through tonight until things have calmed down a bit. But yeah, got rejected there. And this is resistance because this could be an impulse to the downside. And to break the impulse, we need a break above the 50% retracement. So, and against that level, the focus can be on lower prices in the short term. And yeah, even this B wave could, I mean, support zones like these are weak for B waves because B waves can even go lower than that easily. Yeah? B waves could even technically overshoot to the downside. It's just that I can only show the ideal support zone. By the way, I will shrink it now. So we only show the levels that are really relevant right now. Might even be worth to show the next fib level just in case it needs another low. And I don't want to make the impression that the white count is invalidated below the 58K level, but it will become far less likely. That is when alternative scenarios will become more likely. What would be a suitable alternative? So one alternative count would be that we say, okay, we have a wave 1 here, wave 2, and then AB. It is possible that a wave 2 sits here, so that this wave 2 never finished. That would be the only bullish alternative I have. Yeah, that's another possibility, but that is hopium because, let me just draw this. Which color did I pick? This one? Yeah. This is kind of hopium because if this is a ABC, then it's an overshooting B wave in a diagonal pattern. That's really hopium. I mean, again, I won't rule it out. In that case, then next support would be located down here, all the way down to, but for a wave 2, really, the 51,900 level shouldn't be broken then. But these are just levels to watch, right? So if we form another low, Okay, here 57,140, then 54,000, 51,890. They just give you some orientation. Either way, whichever count it is, there is currently no low in place. So if it continues to drop without a break above resistance, we could even land in the yellow wave count down here between 43 and 49K. This is the scenario all of you know if you watch the daily videos, because I frequently cover the daily chart. And on the daily chart, here, this is the yellow count, right? Could get into that support zone. The problem is if we get into that area between 43 and 49K, it also opens the door to more bearish scenarios that we might have time tomorrow to talk about. But yeah, what can I say? Correction is still unfolding. Resistance is clear. I will adjust it. So if the price makes another low, I will adjust this resistance area down. But overall, situation hasn't changed as such. We're still in a diagonal. We only have 3 waves up. It could be the yellow count. That requires a break of support to confirm it further. Every break of support levels will increase the risk for the yellow count. And again, we can really only be, let's say, confident in the bullish scenario once we get a 5-wave move up, and we can track it, but it's a mess. You know, definitely nothing highly convincing here. But resistance is clear, and if this is the white count, then ideally the low is in. But yeah, need evidence, right? After such a sell-off, we need some evidence. What is, by the way, the daily RSI doing? That might be something interesting to talk about. Let's take a look at the daily RSI. Wow, there's plenty of space for more downside. Yeah? On the 4-hour chart, we are oversold now. Doesn't happen very often, so that means a bounce could be due, but yeah, not far away from being oversold on the daily chart, which is typically a good buy moment. You know, when the daily is oversold, it was oversold here on the 5th of August. So again, stay flexible in this current diagonal pattern. Don't be surprised if scenarios change. Not in diagonals happens all the time. Keep focus on the levels. The trend is down at the moment in the short term. And yeah, I was watching for the trend line possibly to break as a first signal that we're going up, but obviously the trend line did hold. It keeps the trend down still. Yeah, it might still be relevant. I mean, once we approach that trend line, it's now far away. Could be again an interesting signal, but we're far away from that now. So yeah, that's the update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.